Welcome back, you guys. So today I want to talk a little bit more about kind of, I guess, this idea of feminine energy along the lines of it, but we'll tie some other stuff into it. Because I was talking about this, I think it was in my last episode, and it got me thinking about how the other day I bought a bed on Facebook Marketplace, which I know, red flag right there, but I wasn't trying to spend a lot on a new bed because I don't plan on staying in my place forever. It's an apartment. It's pretty cute and small, but it's not really fitting to my needs exactly at the moment. I wanted to come up with more of like a studio and whatnot. Anyway, so I had been looking for a bed for literally, 9 months now. And it had to check all of these boxes, right? Did I mention I'm redecorating my apartment? I know I had talked about this like at the beginning of this year that I wanted to decorate my bathroom black and stuff. And you guys, I finished it. It's not like painted black and black cabinets and all that. I wish. But it's, speaking of feminine energy, and I'm going all black. I know. But I finished it and I'm really excited about it. So I just wanted to toot that horn, I guess. Anyway, so I was looking for a bed also to kind of match this aesthetic because I'm doing like one room at a time. Next is my kitchen, but I had found this bed on Facebook Marketplace that actually checked all of the boxes that I had, which were quite a lot because it needed to fit a certain way and look a certain way, and it literally looked perfect, okay? And I just remember being just so sold on this. Like everything that I had asked, it literally checked all the boxes. And I was like, this is it. And I went home on my way to grab cash to go get it and was like, just thanking God that, miracles happen and that everything, that this was literally a sign that everything just works out in God's time. Like, yeah. And lo and behold, it didn't work the way that I thought it would. I don't know, it was just not right. It was cheaper than I thought. And there were just features about it that just didn't, it wasn't what I was looking for. That being said, what I'm looking for was exactly what that looked like. So I don't know what I'm looking for at this point, or if I'm even looking for anything, or if I should just give up, Like, I have a headboard, but it's just not what I wanted. I wanted a different theme. So anyway, I'm like, okay, this is a really interesting thing to break down because what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? The fact that I guess even things that look like they are exactly what we want are maybe not what we want. Have you ever heard the saying, and I'm not trying to make this like super religious because you take it as you will, that God knows our type better than we know our type? I say this a lot with my significant other. I'm like, God knew what I wanted before I even knew what I wanted. Because there's so many things about him that are just like so, I feel just like things that were not even on my ideal man list, which I had, and I had a list that I'm like, this is just literally so meant for me, and I just feel humbled at the fact that like that he gives me those things. He provides those traits and such that I didn't even know that I wanted, but God knew. The universe knew, whatever you want to give it, that name too. It knew. And I was like, this is an example because I felt like I knew what I wanted. I knew exactly what kind of bed I wanted. But maybe I don't know. Maybe what I want is not what's meant for me, And I don't think that this is always the case. I think that we can know in a lot of ways, and there are things that we do not want. I can tell you that right now. And, you know, and my man has a lot of features that I did want also, but there are so many things that he has that I didn't know I wanted. And so I'm trying to think of it as the same way with the bed. Like, maybe there's a bed out there that has traits that I don't even know that I want, that it's just not the right time. You know? And I'm like, okay, so what can I learn though out of this? Like, I saw it and it checked all the boxes. Was I supposed to have not thought that it was the right fit? You know, like, it literally seemed perfect. Maybe what I should have taken out of this was that, sorry if that was noisy. Maybe what I should have taken out of that was that maybe I should have made my man go look at it before I picked it up. Because I don't know. Maybe I wasn't honing into my feminine energy enough that, like, okay, this is not something that I should just assume is a good deal because I found it and it checks my boxes. Like, maybe I should have taken that extra precautious step of being like, let me make sure. Let me get this examined first, you know? Type thing. Maybe that was, yeah, my first red flag right there. Not even the fact that maybe that could have been the first thing that I learned from that right there was that I needed to hone into that and not take matters into my own hands. You know, I've talked about control quite a bit lately, that I need to let go of control and feel like I have the reins on everything. Let go of that. Be like, you know what? I want to get someone else's opinion on this because truthfully, I don't know. And rather than telling myself that I have it all figured out, because honestly, I might not, maybe I should let someone else decide if this is, who has more knowledge of this, take the reins. That way I can learn from that experience and not from my own, because I went and did it, bought it, got it, all that. I still don't know what to look for. Exactly. Even though I know it didn't work. Anyway, so it kind of ended up working out because I ended up selling this bed for literally double of what I bought it for. So I think there is a blessing in disguise to, you know, a series of unfortunate events that we don't always see up front. Because I was stressing out about it. I got rid of it literally within days. That was a blessing in and of itself that worked, because it was in my apartment and it was really small and I had two queen-sized beds in my apartment that's really small and it was stressing me out. Anyway, like, it all worked out and I sold it for literally double what I got it for, which is insane. So I literally made money then off of this bad deal that I got. I feel like that couldn't have really worked out any better, honestly. But that being said, I'm still just like, okay, but for future reference, what can I learn out of this? What can I get out of this? I'm trying to see it from this point of view because I don't want to get so lost in the sight of, but this was everything that I wanted, so how can I trust my own intuition now with things that I want? Or how can I trust that things that might appear exactly what I want are not going to be the exact thing that I don't want, and fall into that trap of just not being able to trust literally anything? Because this is truly, I think, what feminine energy, and also because feminine energy and anxiety are all kind of related, which is not to say the men don't have anxiety, but we'll break it down. Anyway, it comes down to trust, is basically what it all comes down to. Not that if men trust that they are not masculine by any means, like they're feminine, that's not what I'm saying. But I think women tend to struggle with anxiety like quite a bit more, or especially like in the fear-based way. I don't really know where I'm trying to go with that, but I know that I do, and I think it's because I'm an alpha female, and alpha females aren't necessarily feminine, so I'm probably just dealing with a lot more things on my plate than than non-alpha. And I don't mean that they're beta, but just non-alpha, just like standard females deal with. Which I also feel like in this day and age, we're all kind of alpha females because we're all doing what we're not supposed to be doing as females, but here we are. Anyway, and I think that when men deal with the things that I deal with as an alpha female, it just comes naturally for them because they're doing literally what they're born to do. Does that make sense? But when I do it, I'm taking more onto my plate than I'm supposed to be. Therefore, it's going to cause me a lot of anxiety. So anyway, where I'm trying to go with this is I need to trust. I need to just lean back and just say, I trust that whatever is meant to be is going to be. That with this bed, I was like, okay, this was a really good wake-up call for me. Wake up, you get it? Because it was a bed. Anyway, that joke was awful. I am sorry. But it was a good wake-up call for me because I was kind of like, okay, this is a really, really big example of where I'm at. Like, just really facing myself through this example of, okay, I'm battling my anxiety with this, of not knowing how long I'm going to have two queen-sized beds in my, like, 400 square foot apartment, of realizing I need to get men's help when needed, with putting it together, with maybe telling me if it's a good bed or not, with then taking it apart and delivering it because I don't have a truck, with then, just about like all of it. And then with realizing again that, okay, this is not what I want, and facing that intuition, if that's the right word, of what is what I want, when that was literally what I wanted. It checked all the boxes. Do I need to like re-examine my life and say, okay, maybe this isn't what I want? Do I need to kind of take another look at my life and be like, you know what? We need to like re-go over these things and realize, is this really what I want? Is this not what I want? Why is this what I want? What if the dimensions don't line up? Can I still make this work? Should I reconsider how this is going to work? You know, this isn't really about the bed. This is about an example of what is a situation like this in your life. What is a situation like this in your life? Because I know we've all been there. What comes to your mind when I say all this? What can you learn from it? What are ways, if you are a female, or I don't really know how to apply this to a male, but what are ways, okay, let's break it down though. What are ways that you can trust? Not so much hone into your feminine energy, but what are ways that you can just trust that it's all going to work out? What are things that you can let go of, that having that control of, and just being like, you know what? I believe it's going to work out. It's stressing me out, but it's going to work out. And it might actually, in turn, give me double for what I lost. Imagine that. Is that not wild? Imagine the situation in your life that you are thinking about, that it could literally give you double what you lost if you just trust that it is going to work out. Because you know, I was thinking too, with the way that this all happened, I'm like, why would I have felt the need to have this bed if it didn't work out? Was it just to learn this lesson, or like in what way did it literally benefit me? And I started thinking, what if it was, it hit all of my boxes, checked all my boxes, because of the fact that like God knew that I needed to buy it because I needed the money that I was going to get in return from it. And he knew that I wouldn't have bought it had it not checked all those boxes. Like, God bless the broken road type thing. we would never would have gotten to the farther stepping stone had we not hit the stepping stone in front of us first. And that was the stepping stone that I needed to get there. Even though it maybe wasn't the sturdy one, it wasn't going to last, it wasn't what I actually wanted. It's what it took to get me there. And God knew, the universe knew, whatever, that had he tried to give me a good refund with a bed that I didn't even want, it never would have gotten to me in the first place. And that's what it took for me to get it. I can look at it like that. We can look at whatever situation we're going through in our life like that, whether it's with people, whether it's with a diagnosis, whatever it might be. We can look at that in the same way and say, you know what, this is a stepping stone that I don't understand. It doesn't look good right now. Or maybe it does, but it's not what I wanted and I'm confused. We're going to call in double of whatever it is that we're currently going through, because we know that it's going to work out in our benefit, even if it doesn't make sense right now. Trust, not peace. Trust that. How's that? How does that sound? I guarantee there's something in your life that this is hitting right now. If you need help further with whatever you are going through in your life right now, you can book a free discovery call with me to see if I could be of support to you with my coaching. The link is in the description below. You can follow me on social media at Make Waves Coach. I post some free inspirational content to uplift you throughout the week. You can also follow me at Mermaid Kassandra on almost any social media platform. And also check out my podcast, Make Waves Mermaid Kassandra, available every place podcasts are found. Go out there and make waves. Mwah.